Good afternoon. I am Myles Sergé, and my co-host is who?
D-KNOX, aka Donnell Knox. I don't know why I don't say it the other way first.
Yeah,
But it sounds more musical to my ears.
that's cool. And welcome to MS Live. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Well, let's get to a little business real quick. If you like what you see here, hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we are on, and you can be able to catch us when we go live. and it also helps us get, I don't know, push the algorithms a lot so people know that we're actually around and, you know, they can see what we're doing. But hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. As we always say, if you don't want to see us, you can hear us. MS Live with D-KNOX is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Sometimes I can't watch the show, or I miss the show because I'm doing the show and I want to go back, but I can't watch it because I'm at work, I'm in the car, at the grocery store, anything, but I can also listen. So make sure you check us out on these platforms and share, like, subscribe there too. Helps us out. You can also follow us on Instagram, MS Live with D-KNOX. That is MS Live with D-KNOX on Instagram. There you go, like D, hit that button. And we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Myles Sergé. Of course, you can always email us, good, bad, the ugly, whatever you want to do, mslive with D-KNOX at gmail.com. That is MS Live with D-KNOX at gmail.com. Concerns, issues, guests you want to see on the show, hit us there. We greatly appreciate it. And today, we have the pleasure of bringing forth to you one of my favorite artists, like probably my top 10 for sure. I was happy and excited to ask him and to have him on the show, and I was excited when he said yes. So, with that being said, let's get the thing moving. Let's bring to the stage Mr. Conforce, aka Versalife.
Hi. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Oh, you're trying to make it kind of warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. How you doing today?
Yeah, I feel honored, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I feel good. I'm a bit exhausted because my wife gave birth to our son 3 weeks ago. So I'm literally having this conversation with you guys in between of like making bottles of milk and swapping diapers. So
for sure, let's give
it's kind of a strange time, but it's quite a euphoric, but at the same time exhausting. But yeah,
Champion claps.
thank you.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and I have to go back to work in 2 days, so I'm not looking forward to it yet. But
oh wow,
let's skip that. Let's skip the subject.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So if you've been watching us, or whoever's been watching us, or you yourself, we'd like to give a title to each episode. So that being said, welcome to episode 23, Junction with Conforce, aka Versalife.
That's 23, guys.
23.
23.
Number is a good number.
Oh.
So I've been following you for a while. My first interaction actually with you was this Junction EP. And I first heard it and I was like, yo, this is like amazing. And I did not, that's how I gravitated towards you. And I think some kind of way back in the day, we kind of conversed about small talk. I think it had to be on Instagram or Facebook. And then ever since then, we kind of been going back and forth. And my first knowledge about Discord was through you, because you have a Discord. and I got invited to it. So, and I see everybody there and everybody talk like that. But that is probably one of my favorite releases from you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's always in my bag from playing records. I have it with me all the time. And now I just found it that it's available digitally. So we'll be grabbing that, and I will be playing that in a few weeks.
Where did you find it? This is on Bandcamp, right?
On your Bandcamp, yeah.
Yeah. Because the contract with the Rush Hour it expired.
Yeah.
So I put it on there. Actually, I should make a new artwork or something. I don't even know if I'm legally
Able to use
allowed
it.
to use it. But they did a great job on the artwork too at that time, because there was a whole series.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
think it was like intergalactic stuff, like I don't know, star zodiac sign things or something. So I was part of that series, like with 2 records. Like the first one, Our Concern, which was my first record, and then Junction, which came quite fast after the other record, I think.
Okay.
And to me, I still can get my head around it, that it was just a 1-track EP, just with 2 versions, But
Yep.
I try to imagine now releasing a 1-track EP nowadays, like that you have to sell for like 15 euros in it, and produce. You would on the production would have to spend around, I don't know, 2K maybe. I don't know. It was even a full color sleeve. So, but yeah, I mean, at the time you can do it. It's still special. I mean, even though for me this record was still like a process or a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
And you name the title, and the first thing that pops up in my head is like, what could I've improved in this record to make it like go from 90% to 100%.
Okay.
It's always something I try to kind of achieve, but at the same time, it's a learning process. The first record and the second record, you go on from there. And I was the only thing I had, like, why didn't I give this kick a bit more punch or boominess or something? That's always the thing I was struggling with at that time with
Okay.
both records. But yeah, I still remember it as if it was yesterday when I was making it. I know exactly what type of tools.
Okay.
Because I was still working a lot in the box, but yeah, and I obviously was a lot inspired by the Detroit techno, the trancey type of stuff a bit. Like, yeah, you can hear that, and yeah.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's one of my favorite.
I'm not sure if it is 100% me looking at what I did in the last years, but at the same time, like I tell you, for me, it's a learning process. It's part of the process, these records, and yeah.
Okay.
It's more how I see it. And for you, it's a finalized product, and it's always great, that you have the whole different perception of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, maybe because I became more technical through the years, your focus shifts a bit from, I don't know, the other side, the more creative, impulsive, musical side to, you try to keep always the balance between both. Like becoming too geeky and nerdy and techy, and I don't know, artistic in production it's not the fun side, it's really the impulsive side of making synths sing.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I try to achieve in this record, like just one main synth line, keep one track really interesting and evolve it and just give it a lot of energy. And I think it's all Reason. Propeller has Reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the early versions, 2.0 or something, you had this combinator effect rack. You could just because Reason itself, it sounded really shit, at the time. I always processed everything through Logic, some sort of like rewiring tool. But you could just finally stack like instruments in one device and give things a bit more beef or something, and do more with additional oscillators. And I remember that the main synth line from this track was like a stacked device that I created with a couple of synths.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a little bit of background information.
Well, it's good to know, man. It's good to know because sometimes you hear something you really like, and it's like, I wonder how they made that, or what was the inspiration behind it. You know what I mean?
Reason, really, it was such a nice program to learn to make music, basically. Reason, and it has this like virtual approach of a hardware studio, and that always appealed to me. Like, whoa, drum machines, racks, effects. Arrangement too at the bottom, you could just do an awful lot with it. And I heard some artists doing magnificent things with it. Also, I think Clara Intellecto's early works, there were also a lot of reason.
Mhm.
So yeah, to me it was like, well, it's not just a toy program or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't use it anymore. Then I went from Reason to Logic, and then obviously to Ableton Live.
Okay.
But because it's so, I mean, the flexibility, nothing can really match it, of
But
Ableton
You're
Live.
talking about Ableton, yeah.
Yeah, it's so flexible, and you can just work
Yeah.
so quickly. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of gear. It's currently not installed, but setup changed really to more hardware orientated, and I'd say 75 hardware, 25 software in the box, or sometimes it's like a bit 50-50. It changed a lot over the years.
Yeah,
Okay.
depending on what
Yeah,
you want to use, yeah, at the time.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
why
What inspires you, or whatever you feel like you want to make.
because like you,
Yeah,
sometimes I like to just work in the box too, and then there are moments, okay, I just want to use the gear and just sample it in, into
yeah,
Ableton and fix it later, or infuse them both. Just for me, I don't get bored this way, and I told myself I'm not going to mistakenly do as I done in the past, where I start to get in the program really good, and then tend to sell my external hardware because I
yeah.
feel like, well,
It's
I'm not really using it. It's sitting here and I'm getting things done quicker in the
yeah.
DAW, but no, that's not this time. Like, nope, doesn't matter if you even if you're not using it, it's gonna sit there. But I tend to use it anyway.
It's entirely different. I see the software
Uh-huh.
stuff more like tools. I mean, the synths, the real synths. If you have a couple of vintage ones or like
Yeah.
knobby synths, they're instruments basically.
Yeah.
And what it is
Yeah.
with plugins, most of the time, what you're doing, you're like browsing. Your
Mhm.
performance, your performance knob is the browse presets,
Yeah.
which can on itself really generate some nice surprises. That's always. I'm
Mhm.
not saying it's bad or good, but yeah, it's for example, a Core Poly 6, which is behind me, or Monopoly, for example. It's more like a centerpiece in a production then, and then you start from scratch and yeah, kind of dial something in, which is sounding really thick and groovy or something. I've especially bass. I haven't found software that sounds as equally good for
Mhm.
bass
Hmm.
as it does, yeah, compared to some analog synths. It
Yeah.
just UAG, they're really close. They really nailed it. UAG software.
Yeah, them, and I also would say Arterier.
Yeah, yeah,
Some
definitely.
of those
Also, their
Arterier
plugins,
stuff.
their effects, their effect units are also really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. Some of the ones I had from Arteria, I said, "Oh, it's like I
Yeah,
could it's really minuscule of what I could tell of the difference." And I saw it eating up some of my CPU
yeah, that's crazy.
in
They're quite
Ableton
hungry. Yeah, it's
as
same with
well.
Diva from USA. It's quite CPU hungry, but now with MacBook M1, M4, M3, all these
And
crazy processing power.
kind of the rolling cloud stuff too. I found that to be, especially with my rolling boutiques, I
Okay.
found the rolling cloud stuff to be pretty close. It's just a different working with them is different, obviously, because you're clicking more, or unless you have
Yeah.
push and you can kind of delve deeper. But the
Yeah.
sound was pretty close. So I said, okay, I have the boutiques, but I'm also gonna have the virtual version of those boutiques through cloud on the computer. So for travel purposes,
Oh
if
yeah.
I'm not at home, I can just continue with the same sequences with the virtual
Yeah.
gear as well.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
stopped tracking Roland a bit because they were really kind of milking their own concept a bit too much, of leaning on vintage character of the
Mhm.
old drum
mm,
machines and vintage synths, and every
yeah,
time there was coming something new was coming, and it was basically the same engine in a new design, like.
yeah,
And then there's this Encore thing or cloud or whatever it's called, and I have the feeling it's in every new device. It's the same engine, but you're paying another 1,000 quid on top
Yeah.
to get more keys or something and knobs and yeah, I don't know. I think the last really cool synthesizer of Roland that I had was the JD 800, and I now have a JD 990, which is
okay,
more like an improved version of the digital Rolands. It's the digital Roland side, but it just sounds phenomenal. But yeah, it's not so easy to use, but
Yeah.
yeah, the total recall of all these plugins is really nice, and the fact
Mhm.
that you can, yeah, of course, take it everywhere. I'm a bit also searching what will be my next step to be creative again. I think it will also be a lot in the box because it simply, yeah, hardware, it's also taking a lot of space and it consumes also more time, to do it properly and set it
Yeah.
up, especially if you don't have a fixed studio or yeah,
Yeah. It's better to have it like, yeah, keep it in one spot at home and
yeah,
okay, that's the home spot in there. I can really get in and I know
yeah,
what I can do. But yeah, when you have your nice MacBook or laptop, whatever you're using
exactly,
for travel purposes, so you can actually sample something from your
exactly, yeah,
studio and then finish it maybe in the beach of Hawaii or somewhere, or
on the
yeah,
toilet,
somewhere anywhere. Yeah, wherever you
yeah.
feel inspired, you have your like, okay, I have my
Yeah, I
spirit
tell
and
you,
my
the
studio
last track,
in the box.
the
Yeah.
last track I finished was in the bed in my parents-in-law. So yeah,
Oh wow.
and I
Mhm.
actually signed it a couple of weeks ago. It was the only track I finished in the last 3 years, but I signed it to a small label here in Rotterdam. But the whole main thing sequence, I made it just in bed, like
Mhm.
spontaneously waking up. And
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good, If it sounds good, it's good. Then if it's hardware or software, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, at some point you just know what you need in terms of
Right.
certain mojo or character, and you know you're not gonna find it in the box. Then take
Yeah.
something.
I mean, it's the reason I even keep my 1200s. Even though I don't spend vinyl at all.
Same here.
I
They're still
stopped
here.
that a
The record
long
turntables.
time ago.
No way
Yeah,
you're gonna part with them, huh? No way you're
but
gonna part with them.
but if someone were to, uh, you don't play turntables, then I can easily, teach them a few things, about scratching, even hip hop scratching
Yeah.
when they try to bring up that argument about you should be playing vinyl. It's like, stop with this nonsense, man, because
But also
you've been doing it.
the whole quality
Yeah.
discussion on vinyl is absolutely.
It's like, stop,
People
stop.
have no clue what they're talking about.
Mhm.
It's the whole chain of everything.
Yeah.
The way you produce something, the mastering, the quality of the cutting, the quality of the mastering, the quality
Mhm.
of the needle is even one of the biggest differences sometimes. Then the
Right.
quality of the metal
Definitely, yeah.
materials of your
What's
your
going on,
wiring.
y'all?
That's
Hey,
the whole chain, huh?
I'm just getting some
Yeah,
chocolate.
nice one.
so,
Hey, it's a Tony Chocoloni. I got one
Nice.
today too.
He said he got one too, man,
Fair,
today.
hey,
fair trade.
you want to join in?
I got the headphones on. He can't.
Oh,
I'd have to take the headphones off and then
okay.
maybe. But I think he went back to the
I mean,
room. Tell him you want to join in.
I'm watching something and chilling. Y'all have a good meeting.
you're
I just
obliged
want to
to
make a
share
quick
chocolate.
cameo.
You're obliged
I
to
was
share
listening
chocolate.
for a little bit. I can't hear you. You can hear me.
I can hear you.
All right,
What's
have a
up?
good one. Cheers.
Yeah, see you
All right.
around.
That's cool. So
But
since
I mean,
go
yeah,
ahead.
we were talking the final stuff, but I just wanted to mention I heard like the most dull vinyl records, like the new productions that sounded
Yeah.
so dull and lifeless on the record because they were poorly pressed, or it's more like pressing for pressing nowadays, And I don't want to sound like
Yeah.
an old fart and an old grump, but I feel that is really the purpose that has become the purpose for a lot of vinyl addicts or obsessed people, that they just it's not really the audio quality that matters there. Huh?
Mhm.
Pressing for pressing. I mean, yeah, it can be really good, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're kind of on this subject right now because I was actually my next question for you is I didn't notice at all until I actually went to your website that you're actually doing a lot of sound design.
Yeah.
And he's doing a lot
Yeah.
of plugins and presets. And I've actually, one of the things I'm going to get from you, because I have an Argon 8, I've seen that you
Right,
have patches for that, and I want to check that out. So,
nice one.
how did you get into this sound design thing?
I think at the core, I've always been really interested in generating my own sounds, but I think the change came really at around Corona time, or a little bit before that already. I mean, sound design for me was always the starting point most of the times in tracks, but sharing and also allowing other people to use your presets. I thought like at some point, well, why not? I'm probably using 1 or 2% of all the presets that I program myself, and at the same time, maybe I'm more considered to be a sort of niche artist. Why shouldn't I just offer these presets? I got really inspired by this guy called Don Solaris. He also has this JV1080 preset library. That's an old Roland synth, the JV1080. Just the whole library itself was so amazing and so just such good quality of sounds. And at some point it kind of inspired me also to continue on more synths and plugins and all my other gear to kind of explore that. And it's really like digging deep into your devices. It forces you really to be creative and understand what you're doing, which is in some cases nice and gives you great results. But also not knowing all the technical ins and outs of your device can generate random happy accidents. But the whole sound design thing is really, for me, was also motivation to dive deeper and discover what you could max out from a synth and get out of it. And for me, it always starts there. I know that I also use presets, but I thought it was a nice way to also survive the COVID period a little bit and see where I could take it. Now, obviously, I have a day job now, so I do miss this activity a bit, but it's also painstaking, to be honest. Building presets, building sample packs. I've also worked for Splice, and also they are really demanding. They're really they want you to make a sample for every sound, and it's painstaking. It just drains all the creativity from you. This whole process of finalizing it and turning it into a commercial product. So I cannot recommend it to everybody, but for these old synths like the JV1080, like the niche type of synths, or I even saw people like converting my sound bank into the plugin version. So there you have it. That allowed me to also convert the bank into a bin file, so you can use it in the Roland Cloud plugin. I'm not saying it sounds better than the hardware, but it kind of comes close to the same vibes. But and also for Arturia, I did a couple of commission work, which was really nice. But it's also a challenging and tough world, man. Getting into this and getting assignments here, it's a lot of work. It's really hard. What can I say? Maybe my image or something, it was not really appealing to many of these companies, or my background or whatever. We're talking about a certain time period where I don't know. The guy from the blog was maybe not so interesting to be used for commercial preset sales or something. But I do it out of the heart. It was really a lot of fun. I don't know. It's complete hyper focus that you can get on it, and it's really rewarding. And still, maybe I use like 5% of all the presets, which is like, I feel really ashamed. I'm like, I made these beautiful sounds, but I'm not using them. I made a trailer. I didn't made a track with it yet. What can I say? It will come. It's always better to use your own sounds than prefabricated stuff that some commissioned sound designers do. It's highly rewarding. That's what it is. Yeah.
What are you saying, D?
No, I was gonna ask him because I was gonna ask about that about Splice, because I saw he did something for them, and I was gonna ask how it came about. But also why it was challenging there. Was it just the people, the folks that were in charge, or just
No, it's really the technical specifications and all the things around. You have a preset, then you have all kinds of rules that you have to follow. That presets can do certain things, performance features, also the way you make samples, MIDI files, all that stuff. It's just really, it's not so creative, man. It's just, I think maybe AI in this could already take a nice place in this process, like the finalizing. But then again, you made the preset, so you want to also like give a little bit of a preview of what you can do with it, and
But how did you hook up with Splice? Because I'm asking because I used to use.
It was through Brendan Miller. Brendan Miller, a good friend of mine. He lives close to New York as well. Producer. Great guy. He really, yeah, every now and then you get opportunities or people introduce you here and there. It's pretty rare, to be honest, because most of the time people just try to protect their own garden and their own interests. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's not really like he was like, yeah, do your thing. You're a preset guy. I'm a sample guy. Just give it a go, And then I think I made like five preset packs for Splice, also for the one of the native plugins they make.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of a wavetable plugin. I think it's pretty rare. I don't see a lot of people using it, but it's quite cool. But yeah, so that, and then I also saw the whole Gumroad platform, which allowed me to, yeah, it's more like a store, like a marketplace that charges insanely high commission fees to merchants nowadays. So I don't know, maybe I pull the thing out one day and go to another platform. I don't know, but yeah, it was more a survival strategy at that time. Also, my daughter was born, and yeah, I was also kind of in the transition of going to maybe a real job or something.
Mhm.
COVID times, yeah, COVID was just mad, man. It just changed everything, good and the worst. Huh? I think it
Yeah,
kind of pushed
yeah,
it pushed me over the edge of, do I still want to rely on this music world? Because for a long time I was able to pay my rent and do some savings and buy gear, but on the long term, I could already sense and feel that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was not really going to be really sustainable, or I had to make other decisions. Decisions that I obviously didn't want to make, because you can earn money in many ways. You can do the most stupid things to earn money, or the other coolest things that you can imagine. But yeah, at that time it didn't pop up in my head. Music was 1,000% my focus and dedication. So, and yeah, but then if it turns into a frustration, you're not earning money. You see other people, artists, doing less work. Getting earning more money, and at the same time you're working harder, maybe even harder, and you have the feeling it's not coming back. Yeah, you end up being really frustrated. So I wanted to avoid that also, and it was never the drive I had go into music for money. It was, I want to make a record. And one day I made a record. The mailman knocked on the door. I received the record. I stepped back into my bed, and I was like, I made a record. And
Right.
then it went on from there. I made a record on Rush Hour, and before I knew, I flew to Japan 7 times and played there, and crazy. It all went like that, and then
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
so at least
financially, it was not sustainable anymore. So you have to look for other models. But at the same time, I cannot recommend it to you. Don't do presets for your living. It's really utterly boring at some point. It sucks all the creativity out of you. Don't do it.
yeah.
Stay away.
How did you get started in electronic music? Like, what was your what was your first experience? Well, exposure to electronic music, and how did you decide? Hey, I want to do this for a living,
Do it for a living. I don't think. It
or
was
not
really.
say for a living, but I wanted to make music.
Yeah, making music. I think it was making it. I think it was like 15 years. I was just playing in like a local bar, dancing cafe on the island of Terschelling where I'm from, and what I was playing was more this like summerish, groovy house stuff, like defected house, and
Mhm.
at the time it was not bad, You had artists like Hein Pooley and so on NRK record that time, and the owner of this place, he had like one of these small, uh, early ESX groove boxes from Korg, I think,
Mm.
and I knew he was not the most smartest technically in the sense that he could understand all that. So for me, it was like, this sounds pretty nice. And if you could do it with just one Groovebox, why shouldn't I be able to do it? And then some guy in my school came to me like, yeah, do you know this software program called Region? He couldn't even pronounce it properly. He said like Region. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, Region. I'm like, Region. What are you talking about? What is this? What is this program you're talking about? Give it to me, And he gave me his CD. I think it was 2000. I don't know, 2007 or something.
Mhm.
2006. I don't know, maybe even earlier. But then, man, I messed around with it for years. So and then it kind of went on from there, just sketching and messing around, not like releasing the first sketches that I made and wanting to turn them then into a record like some kids want to do nowadays. But work is really hard to try to understand it. And at some point, I put this stuff on MySpace, and I got a message from Christian McDonald, Rush Hour Records. Hey, we love this track. You're a MySpace player. Can we release it on Rush Hour? And I like squeeze my arm, It was MySpace, it can be discovered through MySpace. It still sounds a bit surreal, huh?
That's how you got discovered through MySpace?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's weird, huh? And yeah, MySpace with this segment where you could put your influences. I'm influenced by Cole Craig. Kevin Saunderson. Yeah, everybody used to put the same artist names there, like all the guys from Detroit.
Right.
MySpace. Yeah.
Where's Tom? Where is Tom?
Tom is gone.
Where is he?
Locked up in prison or something.
That picture.
Yeah, Tom. I just went poopy.
What? Fucking MySpace, man. I don't even like. Is it? Is it even like? Can you access the?
It's still there, but I remember that it was always really slow. Like this website was so sluggish.
It stuck around long after. I remember long after, years, not even. And then look at still there. But it was different. But it was different or something. And
so I don't know what their focus is nowadays. I really don't know.
It can't be. They gotta be this.
I'm like, why you guys talking? I'm gonna look.
I feel
curious.
It's hilarious. MySpace.
That's it can't be no more. It's got to be just gone. I haven't even. That's good, but that was cool because you're right. You could put all your songs there, and you could actually HTML your page.
Yeah.
Put what you wanted, make your practically your web page right there.
Yeah.
And it was a great little, it's like what Facebook and Instagram and all it kind of is now. Not TikTok really, but everything else.
Yeah,
we just weren't really putting up videos, just more audio and photos and stuff like that. But still was. I wish it would have stayed around, so we would have had even another option. Okay, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Maybe SoundCloud kind of evolved into what they had with this music player.
Yeah,
but then it's more focused on mixes nowadays, of course.
But I really wish it would have. I really wish it would have stayed around because it would have had another, another outlet. Maybe you're only going to find. Because I find it like that. Some people are on LinkedIn. Some people are only really on Instagram. Some people are on.
Yeah, TikTok. The people who are inflating their careers are on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah.
Career inflation.
But I had to tell myself get back on TikTok. Like the same things you're posting on Instagram, go ahead and post it on TikTok too. You can't hurt you.
No. MySpace.
It's actually still around.
It's still there. Crazy.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's a relic, man. Now. One of the internet relics.
Yes, MySpace is still around as a website, though it is no longer the dominant social media platform it once was today. MySpace operates with the focus on music and entertainment. It also publishes lifestyle and entertainment news and articles. So,
yeah.
That's something to watch. Like, how does that happen? Okay, Facebook just came in and suddenly MySpace just exit stage left, but it's like how does that just how does that happen? That's the thing. I don't understand it. Why people are just I'm gonna just jump over here. Was it the colors? Was it some trickery in the coding where you can't see the subliminal messages on the screen? Come here. So I really don't know because that thing was successful. In my opinion. It was great.
Yeah, it was. It was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was huge.
I'm like, how can you just?
But people always want the new.
Yeah, and also the pace, the speed, the pace of content production. Just if you go from there to here.
Or I had another thought. I thought maybe Facebook bought him out
Could be.
We'll pay you, we buy it, but you can't do no more with it. You gotta leave it like this. Or take this money. We're coming in, we about to do some things. We got a lot of backing, so we'll buy you out, but that's it.
Yeah.
Just let it
Take
die. So
out the competitor, you know. Yeah, that happens. That happens.
I thought that could be, because I was like, why would it just, that just
Acquisitions.
no, I mean, if you look at Burger King and McDonald's, neither one of them are, even though McDonald's, you have to say, is stronger, in my opinion, but Burger King is just there, unless McDonald's owns Burger King and just, this is the fake competition. Like, we'll have it. I'll get my money in both places.
Maybe they bought it like a controlled opposition, controlled snack opposition or something.
It happened.
Yeah, it could be.
I just wonder, because Tom was like,
man, he's cult. He's he's like a meme now.
Yeah, basically, right. Yeah, man, that's just kind of.
He stayed normal, through all those years. He stayed so normal and down to earth. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that white T-shirt.
Yeah, the sweaty armpits. He didn't go to the hairdresser. Nothing of that. He just stayed normal.
Yeah,
like a real human being. You cannot say that of Zucky from Facebook nowadays.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
My God.
So, can you tell me about Versalife?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how did that concept come up? And I know it's electro.
Yeah.
But how did you? Well, actually, you have that. You also go under Hexagon and Silent Harbor.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of different aliases. So let's, for now, if we could, I want to focus on Versalife. I think that's the one you really seem like you're doing a lot lately.
Yeah, I think it's close to my own personality and interest, and I have a hard time now making techno that appeals to me, or I don't know where to go with it. So I'm with the Versalife project. It goes really naturally what I make, and it feels really like an extension of my own self, my own identity and moods and everything, and where I want to go with the music. And it's also that with the broken beat stuff, you have a bit more space for melodic structures. Techno is not so inviting for that. And I always felt I was missing something there. And techno is also not so interesting if it becomes too melodic, or with too much variation or something. It has to be a bit simple. It has to be stay a bit basic. But the electro stuff, I don't know. It started also that I wanted to explore more broken beat stuff and see where I could take it and see what I could make, if it could make any sense what I was making or experimenting. And I just sent a couple of tracks to Serge from Clone at the time, and I already had the alias ready, and I was not really confident he would really sign it or something. But he did, actually, and then it became this whole series, Nighttime Activities, Part 1, 2, 3. And this was also a time where I was moving more to out of the box production, just like 2-3 instruments and a few plugins. Basically, that was how it was born, and the name of the project is really inspired on a futuristic dystopian sci-fi game from 2000, I think, 1999. Deus Ex, it's called.
Okay.
So there's a corporation in the game which is called Versalife, and they're into nanotechnology, augmented biotech stuff. Like, I don't want to sound too obviously cliche about electro and humanized cyborgs and blah 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 blah, but it was more like this conspiracy, gloomy, dark organization in a game that really inspired me. So yeah, this kind of came a bit together at a certain time, and I don't know, the project, when I listened back to the early records, the BPM of the first live records is so slow. It's almost like it's not really electro or something.
Okay.
And as you pitch the records up, which is obviously with a record turntable player easy, and with CJs nowadays, of course. But when I listen to the tempo that I have in the tunes nowadays, I think it went up with like 15, I don't know, 10 BPMs or something. But maybe that's a general tendency. But yeah, it also gives a bit more of a different drive to the tunes. But the early records were quite melodic, and yeah, I don't know. I can talk through a couple of names that inspired me, but I just tried to create something that made sense emotionally and technically, and that sounded like me. And
Hmm.
same with the whole techno thing as Conforce. The Versalife thing then came after and started with 1, 2, 3 records, and it evolved. So yeah, I try to always kind of not make it how to say too functional always or something.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Keep it a bit atmospheric and experimental more nowadays. So the last couple records were, I don't know, a bit more infused with IDM influences. Or so the Soul of the Automaton series was more like a mixture of electro and IDM or something, like breaks, glitchy things. So yeah, it's not that the character of the project always remained the same or something, but generally I think people recognize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe technically I learned a lot more. I never used compression in the first 10 years of making music. I think I never ever used a compressor. 5, 6 years, I don't know. I was just using the core plugins of Logic a lot and some VSTs, and really. So yeah, compression is also something that's just really overrated in electronic music in general, unless you want to make
Okay.
really stomping techno or something. But
Hmm.
I didn't even know how to use it, like a compressor. What is this compressor thing? Threshold? What is it? How do I use it? Ratio? What is it? Maybe it never had my interest, but yeah, nowadays, of course, I have a lot more technical skills and try to squeeze maximum volume out of things and keep transparency, clarity here and there. But at the same time, it is also the fact that you lack certain skills at a certain time, or it gives also the character. The fact that
Mhm.
you have disabilities or something also, yeah, kind of makes the other side of the creativity or something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's what I also said in the beginning. Like, yeah, you can have more and more technical awareness of what you're doing, but is it really helping the creative process? It can be really a blocking factor also. But at the same
Yeah, I get
time,
what you're
yeah,
saying. Because back in the days for us, we weren't thinking about half of the compression or mixing, for that matter. It was really a slipshod way, just
yeah,
connecting to the tape machine or the DAT machine through your mixer.
the
It
one
was
takes,
all, I think with us, it was more about the feel, the vibe.
yeah,
You're really looking for that, okay, the
yeah,
sound, and I'm vibing with it. And
exactly,
then you're just okay. I got reel to reel tape, so I got to nail it.
yeah,
I got to nail the arrangement part and just look
yeah,
at your watch for 5 minutes and just freely do
muting,
whatever.
mixing,
Yeah,
one
and
take,
whatever was in it, that's that, and that's what you rode with. And I all the time I can hear some of my old records. I can hear where the music bleeded
yeah,
on top
yeah,
of something that was recorded on
part of
tape.
the
I
character.
can like
It's
hear it in
amazing.
the
I
yeah, but
love it.
it worked out though. It's like, okay, I
Yeah,
hear the little hip hop beat, like in the record. It was playing the whole time in the track. I just didn't hear it there. But just those times, man, it was
yeah, yeah,
really like even the whole special part of it,
absolutely.
getting either a used keyboard from the pawn shop or something, or getting it loaned to you by one of your friends, and then it's a Friday or Saturday, and you're not going to school or working the next day. You got the whole weekend, and you're actually working on something, and you catching that vibe, like, oh,
Yeah.
that feels good, and you're just making tracks without the worry of, are
I
people
think
going to
it's
like
also
this, and
the whole total recall concept that we have nowadays with everything.
yeah.
That is also kind of spoiling a lot. Like the spontaneity and the impulsiveness that you're describing here. And this whole
Yeah,
process.
see, that's what
Mm,
I feel like the computer. It's like kind of more
yeah,
controlled because you tend to. I mean,
yeah,
right now, like you, I'm Ableton is basically the brains of my whole studio,
yeah,
like
yeah,
hardware and everything. But I did this in a way so that okay, I have the remnants of Kalamazoo, how I was creating back then, but I'm just doing it on the computer through Gear, and if it is on the computer, still in a way that's okay, more natural to me.
I think
Sometimes,
if you have this
clicking with the
experience,
mouse is okay,
yeah,
but it's like, I like to have a option. The mouse maybe when I'm doing more editing and okay, let's
yeah,
really get it tight, maybe add a few things here and there. But in order to capture that feeling,
Yeah,
I feel
you
I
have to
need to do
perform
things a
something into the
certain
box,
way.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
into and
but
like
it's
that
also about
capture.
what you're describing. It's really also for me important that you are aware of this. Also, if you come from the box only, because if you were just making a nice tabletop setup, like a small setup with 2, 3 pieces of gear, one sequencer, a drum machine, and even if you have a multi-timbral synth or something where you can basically have like 8 synth sounds at the same time,
Mhm,
but it's more the whole concept of limiting yourself and being creative with what you have, because that is also forcing you to be creative, huh? And the limitations, you start to work around all the limitations that you have. And my God, we can do so much now. It's crazy. This whole total recall, save 2,000 versions of a track. And what are you striving for? Really, where are you heading? At some point, if
mhm,
you, I always have this kind of motto that if within 2, 3 hours I cannot nail it or I cannot finalize something because I used to work really fast, then it would also not make sense. So yeah, it's really nice to sometimes also just step out of the box and do a couple of jams or give this kind of live feel, performance like feel to a track where the imperfections just easily arise. When you're working gear instead of just filtering with your mouse or something. Or even USB equipment, it has latency. There's nothing as direct as a real synth or drum machine or that has
mhm,
like dedicated controls, and it's just a really direct way of working. It's also like, even that's really geeky, but then you have USB, then you have MIDI, which MIDI itself it's really fast, but then you have CV Gate. But if you experience after all these two CV Gate and the way it responds,
mhm.
it's like mad. It's like instant electricity that you're like. It's so fast. CV Gate
Right.
signals. It's just even faster than MIDI. It's so direct. It gives you a really nice feel if you mess around with a sequencer or an instrument with that. And yeah, for example, like an old SH101 or SH09, even the Monopoly. I used to sequence these devices all the time with the CV Gate device. I mean, it's more limited than MIDI, but the directness of it is just it's crazy how fast it goes. And yeah, but yeah, it's really important, this performance aspect, that you get it
Mhm,
into your tracks also in the box, and otherwise it's not gonna come alive. You're just
Mhm.
listening to static elements. But
yeah.
this is the hardest challenge that you're mentioning also, how to get it alive in the box. That is always get it vivid or something and organic. That's always really a challenge.
Because you need to actively stand up, not sit down and imagine how you were in your studio when you actually had to physically touch things. Even if, like you said, they're MIDI controllers, and if there's some kind of delay, which you can fix
Yeah,
later, obviously in warping. But if you're not going to do that, you're going to tend to treat it like a computer where you sit down with the mouse and the computer is recording that. But if you actually move, simple thing, just get up and actually like that's why I like that push to controller too, because it actively makes you touch things and physically move. So the
uh-huh,
computer can actually record that energy. It
exactly.
can,
Mhm.
but it's like the mind is like your mind is like, okay, I'm typing, looking up stuff. The
Browsing
whole
preset.
PC operating system, and that's how it changed to that part of making music. Like you
Yeah,
were using the mouse and all that. But as I'm saying, to capture that vibe, it's that simple as just getting up. Even if you're sitting in a chair, just be actively. And this is touching things, and this is good where gear comes in play because it
yeah,
makes you do that. You have to look for the sounds on there. You got to edit. Although I can use the Ableton to edit the presets or sounds that I say for me, but I
yeah,
still have to do something. And I think that's partially how you can get that kind of vibe because
hmm
even your mind's gonna be different. You know that I was touching the drum machine, I was manipulating things,
yeah. Or I made a
and
mistake here and there, but I left it inside,
I
so
left it there,
it became
That's actually
unpredictable.
good though.
Because
right.
your brain becomes really, you notice it in your brain, when it becomes too loopy, and you kind of,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like boring.
you
It's
get
like you
bored,
stop.
like, something's not right here. I cannot.
Yeah.
It's also, I now have a RE909 drum machine, which is like a replica of the TR909. You don't
Mhm.
want to know how many things I tried with 909 replicas or clones or trying to get the same groove or feel. I was never really content with it. But when I turn this thing on, I don't know what it is inside, but it's I start swinging right away, with my legs and the way it grooves, the whole timing of this device. I don't know. That's kind of unique. That's in the whole compartments. There's a certain timing in it that, but it's here or something, in your head also in
Yeah, because
the
your mind knows it's gonna
small macro shifts. Yeah, that sounds
mhm.
really geeky again. I don't know, but I know after many years of listening to too many static hi-hats, and
Mhm.
almost like starting to eat my keyboards because I was just going mad of not being able
Yeah.
to get more life in my tracks, but and working on that for hours. But I don't know. It's just there. Yeah, you look for that certain element, huh?
You
And
can even do that on your computer too, like because I've
yeah,
done that before too in the session view and just hit record. And only on the laptop I was just hitting keys and certain
yeah,
things and physically doing it myself, even with the mouse too, and it felt different
yeah,
versus me just copying and pasting all the parts over and then,
yeah,
just basically playing a puzzle pick, put
yeah.
here or paint, take this out, put that there, trying different ways. Nothing's wrong with that either. Sometimes I find great joy in that, but I
And any
do
of you
like
guys got hooked to modulars?
I
nah.
have one. It's downstairs. I'm slowly getting into it.
All
So
right.
it's just like, I've seen like Stevie O way when I was in England. He had one, and I was like, I kind of got interested, and
Yeah.
he's amazing. It's just one of these things that slowly trying to like figure it out. But just it's time. It takes time. You know what I mean? And I don't have a lot of time, but it's
That's
there.
a problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're gonna have kids, or you're gonna have a modular.
Right.
Uh, I
Yeah.
do have a question for you though about
Now you're
life
gonna have both, and I don't know.
in your town.
Yeah.
If I can't ask you, because people are gonna want to know, what was it like, growing up where you're from,
Yeah.
and what is the life, the day-to-day life like now?
Rotterdam. Yeah, it's day and
Yeah.
night difference, man. In terms of the environment, and yeah,
Hmm.
it's really the opposite, basically. Uh, Sometimes I have people hear my hood, and I tell them where I come from, and then they look at me like, "What's wrong with you? Why did you come here?" Into an urban city full of misery and crack junkies and I don't know, homeless people, and I don't know. Now it's I don't know. It's really a contrast, but yeah, I think if you want to develop yourself, the living on an island really that wasn't really the place for me at that time. I
Hmm.
think I was always really eager and interested in the bigger cities and the urban side of life, and
Hmm.
it always appealed to me, even when I was younger. I could just get lost in cities as a kid, also. Just maybe because it was always kept away from me, because I was growing up on an island, and at some point you know every street, you know every corner, you know every person, you know every conversation, and yeah, that was that. When I was 16, I left and I left my parents' place, and I went to study, and
Oh.
yeah, basically because there were no schools there. You could do like high school, but that was it. After
Mm.
that, if you wanted to do more practical colleges or IT studies, everything's like that. Yeah, I simply had to leave. And yeah, I was really young. I was really young when I left. And yeah, I lived also in another cities called Leeuwarden up north for some years. But at some point, I was also done there, and I was traveling more and more, getting gigs, and then kind of coming back after gigs in this really desolate place, and I just wasn't really feeling it anymore. Also, my social connections were not best there, and
Okay.
Rotterdam. It was either Rotterdam or Berlin. I don't know, but Berlin was really big, too big of a cliche to go, and always already a bit of a turning point going down in sense of my personal interest. And Rotterdam is really has a really nice musical heritage, and also a lot of artists that I admired, the people I knew, which were already really nice friends and down to earth
Mhm.
people that I could connect with, and I already had some contacts there. So, and I just had to live close to an airport. There was like a 25-minute ride to the airport from there. So
Okay.
I just needed to go. I just had to go and chase the dream of becoming a touring techno live act DJ producer. And go with it, So yeah, Rotterdam was a really nice basis, and also a good connection with Clone I had here. I was doing some things with the label, and yeah, it just it's a whole different place, really. And now, obviously, the phase I'm in with being a parent, and it's also another phase.
Yeah.
I can't say it's boring. It's just different, It's same with having a day job, and yeah, not really being full time on the music anymore. But yeah, for now I'm okay with it. But yeah, Rotterdam, it's a nice city. I think it's the only real city here in the Netherlands. If you look at it from a skyline perspective and the
Mhm.
whole multicultural vibe of it, I really love it from that perspective. We have any culture, any type of food, you can get it here. I mean, that's
Okay.
so amazing. And
What is
yeah,
it?
we have, of course, this big harbor, which is, I think the city is like 60% harbor, 40% town. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's also like a really huge international hub for a lot of things.
That's great.
So yeah, no, yeah, what can I say? I don't think I want to go back to the island. I'm too
Yeah.
settled here now. I became too much of a city addict already. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. I understand that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's really different. Nature and yeah, I can't compare, man.
It's
It's also beautiful. Living at the seaside, all that, and I'm not gonna idealize it all. I know that some people romanticize it, and yeah, it's also a social isolation you have there with a really small population, which is not bad, but depends on what you wanna,
Right.
what your interests are. I think, yeah, there's more individual freedom in the city. I think also,
right.
yeah,
Well, we're glad that you came off the island.
Yeah.
so
well, yeah,
you came in and bring us this excellent music. So
yeah.
for
If I
sure.
didn't do it, for sure that I wouldn't have the space and time also doing the studies to do this on the side. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I had a lot of free time to do it. Now it's there's paying bills and
Endeavors.
parenting. I hope one day my old life comes back a bit. I still don't really feel that I have a lot of energy and motivation to start doing a lot of music because
yeah.
simply I want to have that full commitment on it. And now I'm fully
Right.
committed to parenting and the job.
Yeah.
You cannot spread your commitments everywhere. I don't know how some people do it.
Yeah.
Touring, being a parent, having 5 days a week for a job. I don't know how they do it. You cannot do it. It's impossible. So I just want to put my commitment somewhere
Yeah.
where it should be right now. And man, I did so many music things, records. Sometimes I'm looking like grabbing a record. I'm like, Jesus, I forgot about this one. And looking on Discogs, like, well, I should have a moment of what do you call it? Yeah, where I stop the time for myself
Right.
and look back. Like, wow, I did crazy loud
Moment of
amount of
reflection.
records. So I think I made all the records I wanted to make for myself. So not commercially, but
Right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you have a lot. You have a lot, my friend.
yeah. And it's not
Yeah.
about quantity. Don't get me wrong. It's not about quantity. It's more,
Quality.
yeah. And it's also no. I don't never saw the music like a competition or something. Yeah, competition with myself, with my own standards and creative ideas and uh, where I wanted to take it. Not like with other people or something.
Yeah.
Getting better than or this guy or that guy or making more. It was never like that. It was just pure curiosity and interest and the drive, huh? Both like this feeling of the track that you never made and it was always there continuously. Like I know I did 20 others, but still I didn't make the track that I want to make.
Right.
So you go on from there and you try to make it and yeah and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a total obsession, hyper focus. Maybe also more like drugs. I don't know. Maybe for a long time it was really like drugs, and it's a good drug.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's. But one day or another, I will go back and. I mean, like I said, I signed a new record, but it's
Mhm.
really stuff from 2 years ago. I mean, And I had one really nice thing, which was I'm gonna stop talking about myself, but I had actually had a movie that is using some of my music, documentary. A guy from Los Angeles, from the United States, he made a documentary about these nuclear testing grounds in the United States in the deserts that the army and governments kind of wasted throughout the last centuries. So from 2018 till like last year, he finalized this documentary. He found some of my music, put that underneath, and then I got the message like, yeah, I use this more like a template music, but I actually want to use it. And then he said, like, do you have more music? So I made some additional tracks even for this film. So I made like 6 tracks for the documentary, which is gonna be played at a couple of youth festivals. So yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot more than the club context, you know.
Right.
Always that don't get hyper focused on that club context. For a long time it was, but yeah, there's so much more that you can do in music in different contexts.
That's true.
Like you, D, you the actor. I know actors people don't know that he's an actor.
Yeah,
Really?
Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played in a lot of little documentaries, movies, some TV shows
Cool.
over here. So that's how I was able to learn how to make my own videos and my own art. You know, like I learned about lighting and placement of things, you know, with the camera and how to be in front of the camera so you can nail it without having to cut. Because a lot of times what I had to learn over time was, the faster you master your part or what you need to do, the less time you got to be here. Because it's not like everybody thinks, it's a movie. You don't realize when you're on that film set, there's like hundreds of people around. Dude over in the corner eating a sandwich. The light guy is over here. Somebody over there playing Uno. And, it's like kind of weird because like all this chaos is going on. And then, okay, you're going to do your little part over here in this corner. But my silly self was thinking, if I start playing in these movies and stuff, I'll probably get more people that are going to see my name and like, coming to none of them fine. It's a whole different world. Cool thing about Warsaw with that is like a lot of American production companies, they do things there in Warsaw. So I'm getting paid more money just to have even a little part or something. But I did learn like how to properly position yourself in the camera and
keying also, green screening, all that stuff.
Yeah, sweat under hot lights and remembering my lines because sometimes I had to say lines in Polish.
Oh, wow.
But the point is, I'm saying, instead of so you don't have to be there for 12 hours a whole day filming, like 5 hours from this side, the same thing, then this side, and above, then underneath. Because I didn't know any of that too. I thought like once we did our scene the first time, it's done. I'm gonna go home. Oh no, we got to film it over here and then there, and that the same stuff. I said, oh my god. So I start figuring out which roads to take. Where I don't have to do all that work, and then a lot of times I just start hiding from them because like once you go to the trailer and you filmed your scene, I can hear them calling me on a little walkie-talkie. Hey, anybody seen Donnell? We want to use them for extra parts, and I just be hiding. Like I'm not getting no extra parts. I did my part. Shoot, I just go home and then later, what happened? I thought you guys said it was done.
Right.
I went home, like because it's not all glamorous. It's like hard. It's like hard work.
Man. And then a huge team has to nail like a couple of seconds. They all have to nail something to the perfection.
One person messes up.
Start over. You're done.
That guy holds it too low. Start over. It's like, are you kidding me? So I don't look forward to once I realize that it's not helping with the music really. So I'll still take them if they pay well and it's like easy. You're gonna have to do 2 hours and we'll give you $1,000 for this. Okay, then I'm gonna obviously show up and do it. 2 hours is nothing, but it's like when you were talking about the process of working for Splice and similar companies. It's something like that as well. It's
they
nice,
earn all the money.
cool,
you get 30% or something. I don't know. They earn all the money.
Yeah. Ideal. So since you're the actor.
Same with Bandcamp. Today I looked like, hey, I earned 73 cents on a sale. Mom, I'm getting rich. I want a music career.
Yeah, right. So here's my plan. So You're the actor. I'll be the producer. And Boris, you can do all the soundtrack, and we can do our own little movie.
Why not?
Why not?
Something
Maybe 5 people,
in
but we
Detroit
can
or
do it.
something.
Yeah, definitely. We could do it. I think it'd be great. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
a good scenery.
for sure, we would like to thank you for joining us today.
Yeah,
It was a
one
very
1 hour
insightful-
felt like 5 minutes. So
No, it was cool though.
Yeah.
We got a lot of.
I'm just
information.
starting. So
We're gonna have you back on the show though,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, we discuss other things than music. We start politics,
That would be great.
wokeism, and no, never mind.
For sure, man. So
Yeah.
if everybody you can, please check out Conforce's music.
Yes.
It's dope. You won't be disappointed. There are links in the description. And I'm grateful, my friend, for you to be on the show and agree to be on the show.
Yeah,
a
really,
lot.
really nice. Nice to have me, and I enjoyed it. And hope to see you guys in real anytime soon. Also,
Yes, for sure.
maybe somewhere.
All right. I'll give it up for
Great.
Conforce, y'all. So I will be in contact with you for sure.
Sure thing.
All right, brother.
Okay, have a good day.
All right.
See you around.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Yo, this is a good interview, man.
Yeah. No, he's a cool guy, and I'm definitely gonna be following him and his projects. And next time I was gonna try to get with him about his live PA.
Mm.
And I find it interesting that people are, when they're doing live, but it was great to talk to him.
Yeah, they're very insightful, very technical. This was usually it was a good interview because we went kind of different places, but it was more on the technical side. It was really dope, and I was surprised. I had no clue he was doing all the sound design stuff until I went searching for stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, he's actually So
that's what I saw too.
Yeah, it's a couple of things I'm actually going to get. So I use, especially for that Argon 8. I had no clue. I'm like, oh wow, he's doing that. So
yeah,
that is dope. Yeah. So people, if you like what you see, hear, and heard, you want to support us, you should support us. I mean, I think we got over the past couple of days, we're at 523, 524. So in the past couple of days for people subscribing, it's been a lot. So we really appreciate that, but we need more. Like, share, subscribe to that channel, YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're doing stuff.
Right.
It also helps us push forward to the goal of modification, but to make money for the channel so the channel will support itself. Not that we're trying to get rich or nothing, but it would be nice if the channel supports itself. So that happens by you hitting that subscribe, like, and share button to push us to bigger and better things. So please support us. Hit that button. That we'd be grateful. We are also available, as I said earlier today, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. When you're there, make sure you hit the follow button, the subscribe button, whatever button they got, so you'll also know when the podcasts are updated. And you can go back and listen to the whole podcast. We are also on Instagram, MS Live with D-KNOX. On Instagram, that is MS Live with D-KNOX. And we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Myles Sergé. Check us out there. Make sure you do that. Email us, mslivewithdknox@gmail.com. That is mslivewithdknox@gmail.com. We look forward just for criticism, suggestions, guests you want to see, what you like and didn't like. Helps us get better. So please email us there. We also are DJs and producers and remixers and all that jazz. Hit us up. Me, Myles Sergé, at position2bookings.com. That is Myles Sergé at position2, which is POS2bookings at gmail.com. Find Mr. Knox, D-KNOX, and his wonderful people over there at Stellar Booking, which actually followed us recently, so that's great. So they are watching. D-KNOX can be reached for booking at Stellar Booking. That is booking at stellarbooking.com. Again, email them, booking@stellarbooking.com. He is doing this hybrid, super dope hybrid live PA thing. He's not really DJing anymore, he says, but he's doing a live PA. So check it out. And I know it's dope because it's not else dope.
Thanks.
Oh, shoot. This again, yeah. So, yeah, I'll wrap this up in a second. I know you're in Berlin right now, and I seen you earlier with Mr. Xavier and that other guy.
Yeah. Nothing burned down. There was no shootings nowhere when we went to lunch. Nothing happened. We were all safe.
Okay.
Nothing, no cars crashed, no terrorists came, nothing like this. So
Yeah.
it was a pretty nice, warm, smooth afternoon. All of us. More people joined later, but it was just us three there at first.
Okay.
Eating brunch, and then later Mark came, a few other people, and we hung a bit. So it was chill. It was real chill.
That's cool, man. That's cool. It was cool to see Tim pop in. I wasn't expecting that. His little camera. Yeah. We can't pay you for that, Tim, if you do see this later. So well, that's cool, but I'm glad you're having a good time, man. I'm glad you're having a good time. So I hope you're making music. You're just not hanging out.
Oh, no, he's got some other stuff going this time, but I was just kind of working on my live set, adding to it.
Okay.
Like I'm working actually out of his studio, and I wanted a little time away from Warsaw too, because I've been busy over there. I was like, I need to get out of the city for a while, at least I came here yesterday. I'll go back on Tuesday. So it's nice just to change the scenery for a little bit.
For sure.
Come over here. But to be honest with you, Warsaw is cleaner. And it's not like I have a lot of things around my house which are very comfortable to me. Lots of nice eatery spots. I have everything Indian, African, American, Polish, German, whatever I want as far as food choices.
Right.
Shopping, walking, everything. So I don't really need to leave Warsaw. It's like comfortable to stay. But yeah, it's nice to come and let me come over here and get around these music folks again.
Well, that's the purpose, I think.
Yeah.
And people you're around, and just the good people, you know what I mean? And just you're around creatives, I think it makes you more creative too. So
yeah.
That's cool. Well, happy trips, man. I hope you have a safe trip home and enjoy your time there. And if any of you guys are there, hit Donnell up. I'm sure if he's not busy, it'd be cool to meet up. He's a nice guy to meet up with.
Dude, it's the same story. Like I called my people, the people that I always do. I'm going to see them. The rest of them, I to a few, I went ahead and reached out just so that later they won't be saying that, oh, you come to town and you don't,
Oh yeah, okay.
But they ain't, it's crickets. It's crickets anyway. So, I just did it just to protect myself because I know something will be said later, but
yeah.
But it'll be the same when I get on the train heading back. Oh man, you should have. We got it next time. You in? Yeah.
For sure.
I can be over here by myself, walking around and have a good time. Like,
right. That's cool. That's cool. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to MS Live. We will see you next week. The following week, we won't be airing. Take a little break because I will be actually in Los Angeles alongside with Mr. Santiago Salazar for the Destroy Planet Earth Cats. So I'll be out there. So if you're out in LA, check me out. It'll be dope. October 11th, Saturday. More info on my socials. But until then, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys later. Peace.